A federal appeals court ruled most of Trump's global tariffs are in fact illegal, striking a massive blow to his trade policy, if you want to call it that. Trump reacting in typical Trump fashion, writing on his Truth Social site in part, quote, "Today, a highly partisan appeals court incorrectly said that our tariffs should be removed, but they know the United States of America will win in the end. Now, with the help of the United States Supreme Court, we will use them to the benefit of our nation." Joining us now is Neil Katyal, former acting U.S. Solicitor General, who has argued before the Supreme Court, and he is one of the attorneys for the plaintiffs in this very tariffs case. So much to talk about here, Neil, but let's start with your reaction to the news, the decision that came out, and why you think the court sided with you.
Yeah, we were very gratified to see the court overwhelmingly rule in our favor by a 7-4 vote. And, you know, the decision here is about something you were just talking about with Molly, the checks and balances that are laced into our Constitution. And in some places, you're absolutely right, those checks have eroded, but not here. The court said, absolutely, there's a fundamental constitutional line that our founders gave us, and that in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution is that the president can't impose tariffs on his own. You've got to have Congress. And Donald Trump himself understood this because in his first time he was president, he asked Congress for these tariff powers. Congress said no. And so this time he didn't even bother going to Congress. And that's what the court was saying was so problematic. Look, maybe they said you need to have these tariffs. You just flashed his Truth Social post up saying these tariffs are essential. Maybe you need to have them, but the thing you have to do is go to the Congress and make your case. You can't just do it with the stroke of your own pen.
So, Neil, that weakness that Congress did not enact these tariffs that the appeals court found in their ruling, how is that going to influence the Supreme Court when they make their deliberations in the next round of this battle?
Well, unlike Donald Trump, who's predicting and claims he knows how the Supreme Court will rule, I don't. I'm a constitutional scholar. I can tell you that the constitutional case against Donald Trump's tariffs is overwhelming, as the judges yesterday found. But the court's going to consider this in due course. And, my hope is actually that the Trump administration will do the right thing and follow what the court said yesterday, which is go to Congress and try and seek their approval instead of rushing to the Supreme Court and putting the Supreme Court in that difficult position. There's an easy way to do this and there's a hard way to do this. And unfortunately, he's picked the hard and the less constitutional way of doing it.
Neil, this ruling affects not all tariffs. Can you explain to us how that was decided and what the further implications of that are?
Yeah, so, this does strike down the lion's share of Donald Trump's tariffs across the country, across the globe. He had imposed massive sweeping tariffs on many, many countries, ranging from 10% to 50%, in some places even higher than a 50%. And what the court said yesterday is all of those are illegal. There are some specific tariffs in which he used a different source of authority, which we didn't challenge and so weren't the subject of the ruling. But the tariffs that most of your viewers read about is the tariffs that the court struck down yesterday as unconstitutional. And I do think it's a really important moment, not because Donald Trump lost, but because we won, the American Constitution won, our founders won. They gave us this magnificent document that said we don't trust people in power, that we have checks and balances. And here you have the court reaffirming that fundamental role, which it's played since the founding, of making sure the president stays within the constitutional lines.
Neil, why did the court allow the tariffs to stay in place as opposed to strike them down completely or have them removed? What was the legal rationale for allowing them to stay in place if they felt that they were unconstitutionally applied?
The court didn't go into it, and so they didn't explain, so we're all speculating, but, it's not an uncommon thing to happen. And I think it's notable here what the court said is, we'll keep these tariffs allowed for a little bit of time, really just 45 days, to allow the government to go to the Supreme Court. Normally, they'd have 90 days to go to the Supreme Court, but the Court of Appeals viewed this as so significant, so important, and so time-pressing that they said to the Solicitor General, the government's top lawyer, basically, your time time is going to be cut in half. And so I think that's a signal to all of us that this court wants to get the show on the road and get this thing decided once and for all so that everyone knows the rules going forward.
Neil, keep fighting the good fight to end unnecessary tax against Americans at the Supreme Court. But I want to flip a little bit and talk about Chicago, where you were born. So Mayor Brandon Johnson has issued an executive order that if Trump does send National Guard to the city, they can't wear face masks, that ICE agents in the city can't wear face masks. How is that going to hold up in the courts?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not something within my purview, so I can't really talk about that. But you do have Molly and other great experts to talk about that question.
We're trying to get a 2-for-1 with you, Neil, but we certainly appreciate your honesty. Thank you.
Thank you.